A very good morning to you people. I am, as a lot of my recent videos have started, on my way to work. I'm sorry if my voice is a little this morning. I have some sort of sinus or upper respiratory infection going on, so everything from my nose to my upper chest just hurts right now. But I wanted to weigh in on a little controversy that's going on online that, frankly, I didn't even know about till this morning as I was making my coffee. And I tuned into Iowa Retro Gamer Dad's latest video about RGT85 catching a whole lot of smoke from the internet. I know it's hard to believe that people on the internet can be rude and unkind, but they can be. Oh, I assure you. And that was sarcasm. So, RGT85, if you're not familiar, big internet YouTuber in the gaming sphere, and had this massive collection of video games spanning all sorts of consoles and generations. And he decided to basically clean house. So he sold it. I don't think he sold all of it, but he sold the vast majority of it in one fell swoop to a YouTuber named Phoenix Resell. And the interesting thing about Phoenix Resell, at least interesting as far as I'm concerned, he's just huge, right? And yet I've never seen a single video that he's made. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but that set the internet on fire, and they, were slamming RGT85. Like, oh, how dare you? Phoenix Reseller, he's the devil. He's a scumbag. He's a slime ball. And, I have my own issues. I am a reseller. I don't do it often, and I certainly don't do it frequently enough to make a living from it. It's just, a couple $100 here and there, like every couple of months or so. Like, all right, so it's not like a major thing for me. And I don't think people have an issue with that, flipping the occasional item, but for whatever reason, when someone gets really good at it and starts making a nice living from it, that's when people seem to get all in their feelings about it. Now, I would happily go along with the argument that certain types of reselling practices shouldn't be allowed, like when the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 first debuted, and some online resellers were using bots to snap up all the available inventory the second that they were dropped on Walmart, Target, Best Buy, and whatnot. Yeah, that should straight up be illegal. That's I have no problem with it if you walk into a store and are able to snap up a couple of consoles and pay cash. Cool, good on you. But I think it's unfair when other people are denied an opportunity, to at least compete for one in that situation, for an in-demand product. Yeah, that sort of thing. But that's not what Phoenix Reseller did, and that's not what RGT85 did. RGT85 had games, consoles, accessories that belonged to him, and he reached out to Phoenix Reseller, and they made an arrangement. Phoenix Reseller comes down, pays the money, loads up the stuff, goes on his merry way. And people acted like RGT85 just like ate a baby on the town square. It's like it was literally a business transaction. Okay, it was to someone that you didn't like. Okay, I think the issue, and so now the uproar is coming because RGT85 has now established himself on Whatnot under the name Sir Nintendo. And there's been people for a long time that's been accusing RGT of being a Nintendo shill. So what? So what if he's a Nintendo fan? Okay, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with being a fan of a particular console? I mean, every bit of hardware that's ever come out in history has its fans. Nothing wrong with that. I like Nintendo too, but I also like Sony, and I like Xbox, and I like PC. I think the issue is people aren't mad that he's on Whatnot, and people aren't mad that he sold to Phoenix Reseller, and they're not even mad that RGT85 necessarily has like done some awful wrong thing, which he hasn't. What it is they too would like to be successful and probably don't know how, and they're angry at anybody who kind of started out like them, a relative nobody, and they built themselves up. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but it's that whole crabs in a bucket mentality, which if you're unfamiliar, it's the whole thing. If you have a bunch of crabs in a bucket, whenever one tries to get out and starts figuring out a way, the other crabs will drag him back down. And I think that's a nice metaphor for the internet at large. Do I subscribe to RGT85? No. Every once in a while, though, he'll throw up a video. I do keep track of some of the bigger YouTubers, even though I don't subscribe. And if they have a video whose title grabs my attention, I'll go in and watch, sometimes all the way to the end and enjoy it. And sometimes I figure out real quick, oh, this is not for me, and I'll click out of it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong with just blindly hating someone because they've managed to carve out a little bit of success for themselves. I don't know. I kind of like Iowa Retro Gamer Dad's take on it. It's just that, you can like them, you can follow them, or you can not, but there's no reason to be an asshole. Anyway, that's my take on the whole situation for this morning, and I'm going to go ahead and call this a video. And as usual, pick your battles, because not every hill is worth dying on, my friend. Take it easy.
Being strung out is not a game. So if you're thinking about using crack, don't do it.